Welcome to Forum 360. I'm Diane Stevens Robinson, and our very special guest today is the Chief Executive Officer of the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, which serves over 28,000 girl members and 13,000 adult volunteers in 18 counties. Jane also serves on the Girl Scouts of the United States of America National Strategic Partnership and Membership Category Committees. Jane also has a budget of about $11,000 that the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio has, and is focused on building girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place through unique programs and opportunities. Before joining the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, Jane established more than 35 years of nonprofit administration and management experience, concentrating in special events and corporate sponsorships. Jane, I understand that your daughter is a Girl Scout and she is a student at Ohio Northern University.
Right.
And that you were a Girl Scout leader, and you earned the first class award, now known as the Gold Award,
right,
the highest and most prestigious award in Girl Scouting. Very good.
Thanks.
Very good. I have no question that that experience, along with the other 35 years in nonprofit and your experience as Girl Scouts, really made a difference when you became the Chief Executive Officer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to have those two things sort of come together at a point in my life, you know, where I could take on this challenge, you know, to have the nonprofit experience. Every day I feel like something I've done in my work life has been important to Girl Scouts. And also my Girl Scout experience has been so important in being empathetic and understanding what our volunteers need and want and where the organization needs to head.
Very good. I know it had to come together for you, but you know, with everything, there's a bit of a surprise in something that might have been unexpected in your role as CEO. So share with us, what has been your most exciting or surprising experience since becoming the CEO?
I think one of the things that's been very surprising is there isn't a week that goes by that some woman doesn't tell me that Girl Scouts is one of the most important experiences that she's had in her life. You know, I've had many roles, and one of the things they really talk about, and this cuts across women with lots of education and women from tough socioeconomic areas and women in very privileged opportunities, all of the women say that they're learning something new working with the girls. They're learning things about themselves that they didn't realize. I even had a woman who was a chemist, you know, had a lot of education and an important job, and she said, I didn't know I could lead people. I didn't know I could bring these girls from one place to another, increase their skills, you know, teach them more about themselves. So, I mean, that part of it, I guess I really hadn't really seen in a larger issue like that, and to have so many women from so many different walks of life report that to me, that was very surprising.
Great. So. Great. And the challenging part of it, what might be the most challenging?
Oh, I guess the challenging is getting the message out about Girl Scouts. We have a real interesting graph that I saw a little while ago, and it was our Google Analytics for the past, I think it was a 30 or 20 year perspective on Google. And there was one line that was showing searches for Girl Scout cookies, and that was going up. And then there was another line that was showing searches for the Girl Scouts as a program, and that was going down. Our cookies, I think, in some ways have overshadowed the leadership, the strong leadership program that we have. And we know that many people pulled today. There's been a lot of studies, and Harvard Business Review and as several other organizations have published them, that many people think there's a leadership crisis in the world today. There's just not people from all walks of life stepping up that want to be leaders. In fact, our own Girl Scout Research Institute did a cross-section of girls, and only 2 in 5 said they were interested in being a leader. So we feel like our program, our cookies are great, and we don't want people to stop talking about our cookies, but that leadership program that we offer is something I think that people understand that they need and want, but they don't know that they're the ones that can we're the ones that can deliver it to their girls. So I think that's been the biggest challenge, is really having people understand what Girl Scouts is about and connecting those programs with the girls that need it.
And so that means getting more information to the public to understand the leadership program.
Yes.
And to have more of the Girl Scouts really advertise or market that information for you and the adult leaders.
And just to make people understand that this is a program that is for them, because we get a lot of people who think that it's not for them or their daughters. It's not a program that will help them. But when you explain that and you show the value of it and what it does for women and for girls and for the women that they become, then people say, well, that's exactly what I've been looking for. I think it's not so much that people don't know us. They know the Girl Scouts is a very strong brand. But I think that people don't understand what the program's about. It's not just cookies, crafts, and camping, that it really has a leadership component that is very, very powerful and needed today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I understand that there are 3 council-run camps that serve as the anchors for the outdoor adventures and the leadership learning that you were just referencing. Where are those camps and what sort of programs do you have?
Okay, we have camps, they're spread all across our 18 counties. One is in Kinsman, Ohio, that's almost to the Pennsylvania border. We have one, Camp Ledgewood, that's in Peninsula, very close to where we're sitting right now. And then we have another one called Camp Timberlane, and that's out in the far west part of our council, near Vermilion, Sandusky area. All of them have sleepover facilities, and we do resident camps at 2 during the summertime at 2 of the 3 camps. We don't do them at Sugar Bush, but we have high ropes and we have low ropes courses at all of the camps, and those are great opportunities for girls to take risk and problem solve and show leadership skills. We have a high ropes course and zip lines at our Camp Ledgewood. We have canoeing programs, pools, splash pads, all kinds of fun stuff. And then during the summer, when we're doing resident camp, we do camping year-round. We have true camping, but during the summer, when we do resident camping, we do a lot of specialized week-long programming. They have all kinds of different focuses. Some of them are on robotics and construction, or it might be about cooking, or it might be about theater. You know, it's a very diverse set of programs that can meet every girl's needs and excite every girl about coming out to camp. We also do a lot of programming all throughout the year. We have about 10,000 girls that participate in the programming that we do as a council. And that might be, it's all kinds of things from celebrating our founder's birthday, that's Juliet Gordon Low, all the way up to, we're doing a very exciting program with NASA this summer where girls are going to actually have the opportunity to talk to the astronauts on the space station, along with lots of other programming we're going to do on the ground, all about kind of introducing girls to STEM.
Well, it sounds exciting, all of the experiences that the girls will have. And tell us a little bit more about the NASA.
We have a wonderful, we're blessed to have a board member that's on our Girl Scout board that is also a NASA employee that has brought some of these opportunities to us. But the amateur radio folks in this area have the technology in order to communicate with the space station during very short windows. So we'll have about 10 minutes, and we still have to plot the day, depending. It's going to be sometime the week of the 19th in June. And when we figure out exactly where the space station is going to be and when it will be available to communicate, we'll have a festival surrounding that so they can go there, so that our girls can go there, have that opportunity, and also do a lot of activities on the ground. those early opportunities to introduce girls to STEM are very important we have lots of alumni that talk about Girl Scouts as the first place where they were able to look at something in science, engineering, or math, some kind of technology sort of a focus. So we're happy to be the conduit for that. In fact, we're continuing to expand on that program. The national organization is releasing 9 more robotics badges that will come out on July 1st. Some journeys, which is sort of a deeper dive into a subject. Think like a programmer, think like an engineer, think like a citizen scientist, to really get girls exposed to these fields. Women are only make up 24% of the employees in STEM fields. So we feel like we can play a very important role in pointing girls in that direction.
Very good, very good. You've been tuned in to Forum 360. I'm Diane Stevens Robinson, and our special guest today is Jane Christyson, the Chief Executive Officer of Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio. And we were just talking about their leadership programs and the exciting opportunities with the NASA project. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you would like to share with us around the NASA project?
I just think that we're so blessed to be able to have a facility like this in this area and to take the opportunity to engage girls with that organization and with many others in our footprint that will give them experiences that will really set the tone for their employment choices, their education choices for their future to come.
Well, that really does speak to the mission of the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio and the Girl Scouts in general, and which is focused on building girls of courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place to live through unique programming and opportunities. Right. So that really does speak directly to that. The Girl Scouts is an organization that is more than 100 years old. Is it still relevant for today's girls? Mm-hmm. And from what I hear you talking about with the leadership development, it sounds very much so. Yeah. But please expand upon that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the questions I get from funders sometimes when I go in and we're presenting our case. And I think it's a fair case. You look at an organization that's 100 years old, you wonder whether they've kept up with the times and whether their mission is still relevant. And I think very much there's lots more work to do with girls and women in society. I mean, it still is a fact that women only earn 78% of what men make right now. That on Fortune 500 companies, only 5% of the board members that are controlling that business world are women. Mm-hmm. Even in Congress and the Senate today, only about 20% of our elected officials are women. So that's really an underrepresentation in very important parts of our society that can bring opportunities to women and have a women's perspective and look to see that that it's a very even playing field. Mm-hmm. Only 24% of the women, like I mentioned before, that are in STEM fields, which are some of the fastest growing and highest paying jobs in the country today, are women. So why is this gap? It's even more pronounced when you look at the fact that women earn 60% of the college undergraduate degrees today and 60% of the advanced degrees. So if we have all this education, why aren't we getting that leg up? And I think the answer is in that early exposure, making women understand that you can learn to be nice and still share an opinion, that you can be compassionate and care about others, but you can still advocate for yourselves. And I don't think women learn that all the time, and that's one of the things we really talk about and teach in Girl Scouts and set them off for a lifetime of discovering what they know about themselves, connecting that to the community, and teaching them how to take action to make the world a better place. That's really what all of our programming does. And for me and for many girls that have gone through this program, it gives them an opportunity to understand how to make a difference. So I think that's a very important thing.
Very good, thank you. How do you join the Girl Scouts? How do you go about doing that?
The easiest way is to go on our website. We have a very easy way to join. We have online what we call our opportunity catalog, which will show you, you can search by zip codes of where the troops are in your area. So whether they're being organized at a school or a community center or church, troops get sort of organized in a lot of different ways. You can figure out which troops meet at the times that are convenient for you.
So where are the majority of those troops?
They're around the population. So you see a lot of them around the urban core. So in Akron, Cleveland, Youngstown, Lorain are our highest concentrations. I should say Akron, Canton area, because we've got a lot of programming in there. So, but it doesn't mean that we don't have them in rural areas, because we do, or in Second City or outer ring suburbs. We're also very strong in that too. So it just depends on where you live, is to try to search out those opportunities.
Are the majority of them in the schools or churches?
Yeah, there's a lot in schools, there's a lot of churches, there's a lot in community centers. Some are just in different communities that might not be associated with a particular school or an area, but they just might be associated with a community. We have that as well.
And about your adult volunteers, you
Yes.
have 13,000
We do.
adult volunteers.
Right.
Tell us a bit about your adult volunteers.
Right. A lot of people think the only way to help with Girl Scouts is to be a leader, and that is a lot of commitment, and some people that commitment doesn't fit in their lives. But there's a lot of ways you can help individual troops. There's a lot of ways that you can share your skills. Ever since the Hunger Games and Merida with the Disney. With Walt Disney, every girl's wanted to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow, because they've seen that up on the big screen. So we love our archery instructors and always want more, and we're willing to train people. We have people that are able to train you, to certify you as an archery instructor, and you can share that passion if that's a passion you have. We have people that are trained to run our zip lines and our high ropes courses. We have observatories at our camps, so we have people that are trained to run observatory programs to have the girls look through our 8-inch microscope or telescopes and see the stars above them. So no matter what your interest is, there's a job for you, or what you can give time-wise. We have some volunteers that just come and help with our special events because they love talking to the girls and working with the girls, but they can't make a long-term commitment. And again, all of that is on our website. We have catalog that shows you all of our positions that are open and gives you job descriptions of what the training is like.
Very good. Thank you. Now, I'm sure there's something that I haven't asked thus far that you would like to share with us. So tell us something more about Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio.
I think the thing that I'm always impressed with, and I think when you look at the long-term effect of Girl Scouting, we are lucky enough to have the Girl Scout Research Institute and collaborate with other research institutes, and we follow girls that are in scouting for at least 3 years. If we figure if they're in at least 3 years, they've gotten a pretty well-rounded experience and have really had a chance to experience Girl Scouts. Now, we'd love for them to stay in a lot longer, and a lot of people do, because we work with girls from ages 5 to 17. But we know that girls that stay in Girl Scouting for at least 3 years, on average, earn about $10,000 more than their peers. They're more likely to be a voter in their community. They're more likely to be engaged in the community, be some kind of a community volunteer or something like that. We also know that when you look at women in leadership positions, for example, there's 5 women governors in the United States today. 4 of 5 of them have been Girl Scouts. Of those 20% of the people that have been elected officials, women elected officials, 75% of them have been Girl Scouts. We know that every single female Secretary of State that has served in that post has been a Girl Scout. We know that every astronaut that has gone on a space mission has been a Girl Scout. And we like to say when a woman is finally elected president, she will have been a Girl Scout. So we feel that there's a real effect that the girls get when they're in this program to really pursue their dreams, whether that is in leadership or whether it's in science or whether it's in business, that they're fully equipped to move forward.
Very good. And I know that many of the board members have been
Yeah, yeah.
Girl Scouts, and they continue to continue to contribute and
Right.
take part
Right.
in supporting Girl
Right.
Scouts.
Lots of women who say to me, this was the first time I really felt like I had been lifted up as a leader. I had these accomplishments that I truly did on my own, and it was a really pivotal experience for me. So I want to give that back to other girls, which I'm very grateful for.
Yes. So the Distinguished Women's.
Women of Distinction, yes,
Yes.
That's coming up in May.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell us a bit about.
Yeah, we
Women of
started this
Distinction.
program about 3 or 4 years ago, and because we had so many women that were in the community that were really bringing forth the ideals of Girl Scouts in those leadership positions. So we're able to honor some of those women. They are nominated by their peers, and then we have a very wonderful group of people that reads through all of those nominations and makes those tough decisions. We also lift up 3 young women that are Girl Scouts now,
Yes.
that are able to be nominated by their peers as well. And then we also highlight a business. So it just gives us a little opportunity to celebrate what women have accomplished, to point out some of the good works that maybe are sort of unsung heroes in our community, and have role models for other girls and women in the community as well.
Very good. Tell me, I know there are some lasting effects of Girl Scouting, so share with us today, what are the lasting effects of Girl Scouting?
Yeah, again, it's that if we can get them for 3 years, and I want to say that we not only have Girl Scouts troops that are organized by volunteers, but we also have some grant-funded troops. We have about 2,500 girls that are in school districts, mostly very stressed school district around in our 18 counties. And we do the Girl Scout programming during the school day or right after school and after school time program to give those girls a leg up as well, for them to have an opportunity to meet with each other and bond with each other to create that sisterhood. That's one of the things that also comes out of our research, is that girls that are in Girl Scouts are more likely to have a strong female support system around them than women that weren't Girl Scouts, because they know how powerful that is and how supportive that is. That's one of the lasting effects. The propensity to go to college and pursue education and a college degree. The real salary implications that our Girl Scouts, former Girl Scouts as women, are likely to earn $10,000 or more in their career. It's a lasting halo effect that will continue to be with those girls as they progress into their careers and beyond.
Very good. There are many leadership roles that you have shared with us, and I understand that the work that you're doing with these young ladies make a difference in their lives in many different ways. And just a moment ago, you spoke to the programming that you have for students that are challenged. And is that all over the Northeast Ohio area,
yeah.
or is it in specific?
Well, we work with groups like AMHA, CMHA, in school districts in Cleveland, in Canton, in Akron, Lorain, Youngstown, looking at groups of girls that we can organize in a troop, give them a true Girl Scout experience with community service, selling cookies, financial literacy, all these kinds of things, in order for them to have that leadership training and that leadership experience. So yes, they're all over the footprint. We really try to work with organizations that are trying to make a difference in each of the communities that are in our footprint to suggest us as a solution to some of the problems that they were seeing. In Sandusky, in the city schools there, every 6th grade girl is a Girl Scout. They put them into Girl Scout troops. We do a journey called the Sisterhood, where they learn how to work together, and they do a lot of activities that help us. And the principal there can't help but sing our praises all the time. He says it cuts down significantly on the amount of girls that he has in his office, that he has to work through their issues. And he said, every minute that I'm not doing that is another minute I can spend on educating these girls. So he's very thankful for our program, and they're very strong supporters.
And so to find out more information regarding that program, along with all of the other programs,
Right.
they just need to go to the Girl Scout
Right, good.
website.
The website, yeah.
Very
Yeah, or-
good.
yes, all the information will be there.
Good, thank you. You have been tuned in to Forum 360, and I have enjoyed our special guest today, the CEO of the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, Jane Christyson, who is working diligently to build girls of courage, confidence, and character, and who will make the world a better place. Once again, Jane, thank you for joining us today. It has really been a pleasure. And on behalf of Forum 360, I'm Diane Stevens Robinson.
Forum 360 is brought to you with support from Electric Impulse Communications, Kim and Harvey Nelson, Rubber City Radio Group, Acronist.com, Hudson Cable, Medical Mutual of Ohio, Forum 360 supporters, and the Shaw Jewish Community Center of Akron.